Assemblywoman Macedo, thank you so much for making time for us.
It's good to see you, Ashley.
So we saw a lot of Democratic movement response to the Cesar Chavez allegations. Just how are you and your colleagues reacting at this point?
We're all shocked and devastated that this is happening, and it's unfortunate that it came at the time it did, because now we only have 2 weeks until what would have been Cesar Chavez Day. The resolution was supposed to be heard on the floor today, and so I'm very grateful that I guess the timing was before. Now we can give the victims the justice they deserve, and as state legislators, we need to offer solutions. And so obviously amidst the news, I thought this is what I've been wanting for a long time, which is we need to honor the entire farm worker movement, because I don't believe it was a singular person or a singular incident that defined the farm worker movement. It is years of people making sacrifices and being dedicated to this particular movement. And this is a continuous movement. What farm workers are achieving on a daily basis is truly incredible, and their children and their children's children will continue to carry this on. So I think that this is a small homage to farm workers to give them a day that we honor them, because in the Central Valley, where I represent, every day is Farm Worker Day. They are the backbone of what we do. They are critical to what we do. We love them, we honor them, we respect them, and want to make sure that the rest of California does as well.
Hours after the New York Times released the report, you came out and filed legislation to change the day immediately. It looks like Democrats had to huddle before making a decision on what exactly to do. The governor said immediately he was open to changing. And after you filed your legislation the following day, Democrats said, okay, we want to name it Farm Workers Day. Are you all working together? Is this a bipartisan moment we'll see in California?
I am super optimistic about that going into next week. We're all saying the same thing. Let's just make it happen. This is what Californians need to see, that we can agree on things and make things happen quickly in California. Californians want results. They want solutions. The governor has said it. The speaker and the pro tem have said it. I have said it. My Republican colleagues are saying it. Let's just make it happen and do the right thing.
Are there any concerns about the UFW that you're hearing in the legislature? I mean, could we see an unpacking of the allegations that were obviously made public this week and the UFW's involvement? How much did they know? How little did they know? Were they caught off guard by this New York Times investigation? Are you looking into that?
I think this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the people that will come forward that have felt silenced for years. And my heart is with all victims of this, whether you've come forward or you haven't. This is a moment that you can get your justice, and I am so sorry for this that has happened. And this is a time to say that no matter who you are, no matter how powerful you are, if you do something wrong to somebody, you should be held accountable for it. This is a time now that Republicans and Democrats, that this doesn't happen often, can come again together and just say, let's fix it. And maybe this is a small step that we cannot remove the trauma of what these people have been through, but we can give them some solace in knowing that they don't have to look at March 31st every year as something to relive that trauma. They can celebrate and honor the entire farm worker movement. As for the UFW, I'm sure that they are strategizing and making sure that they can protect those that were impacted by this, and hopefully they do justice as well.
It's hard to ignore. I know you want this to be a bipartisan moment, but Republicans ended up creating their own Hispanic caucus because Democrats in the Latino legislature would not allow them to join. There are several Republicans, obviously, representing the Hispanic and Latino community. Were you able to come together? I mean, did you all talk yesterday when this happened, or do you have yet to really speak to each other about this in huddle?
Conversations happened with me today at the Capitol from members of the Latino caucus that asked for me to have come to them prior to doing this. And I respect that. However, we have been asking for a long time for Republicans to be allowed into the Latino caucus, and this is just a prime example of why that would have been such a wonderful thing to do, that we could have come together and made this a truly bipartisan issue. Once again, I think it's important to note, not all farm workers are Latino or Latina. This farm worker movement actually started with Filipino population. We have so many varieties of ethnicities, and once again, this is not pinpointing to one person or one group that has to be the champion. This is about honoring the movement of that. And once again, my Hispanic colleagues in the assembly, we were texting back and forth about this, and we made quick action of it because we all agreed it was the right thing to do. I would have loved that this would have been all of us together. It's just not simply how it works. And when I brought that up, I was told that's not the conversation they want to have right now. So
your district is, one of, if not the most agricultural in California. What are you hearing on the ground in terms of just the reaction to this? What what farm workers would like to see moving forward in this space, if anything.
You know, I've reached out to multiple farm worker groups in the Central Valley and asked, you know, how are people reacting? This is obviously a bombshell. You know, people are shocked and devastated, but they also feel like this is a time for them to truly affect change for the farm worker movement and make sure that we are providing resources for farm workers and truly making sure that their voices are heard. And I think that this is going to be an empowering moment for many. I think this is going to be a cathartic moment for many. This news just came out. I'm going home back to the district today, so I'm hoping that we can get boots on the ground to chat. But once again, in the Valley, this is not just one day for us. This is year-round. I do represent the top ag district in the state. My district is also 65% Hispanic and Latino, so I know that this is probably very impactful in my district. Many people will tell you that we have murals of Cesar Chavez, we have Cesar Chavez streets, we have elementary schools, we have statues of him, and so this is going to be a healing process, I think, for many, but this is just the beginning, and I'm really optimistic because local jurisdictions have already taken steps to correct this, whether it's covering statues, it's beginning the renaming process. This is just what we can do as state legislators because it is a state holiday to make it Farm Worker Day.
With the Cesar Chavez allegations, a lot of the feedback that we're getting from viewers on social media is what is the timing of all of this coming out? Do you have a sense, like, how would you answer that question?
The media never ceases to surprise me with their timing of things. Apparently this has been a years-long investigation, so I don't know what prompted it. I don't know why now, but I guess no time like the present. You know, as a granddaughter of farm workers, as a family that we immigrated here with nothing but the shoes on our feet, you know, my great-grandfather came here in pursuit of the American dream, and I think that we once again need to highlight those stories, those positive stories. Let's make positive light out of a very negative situation. Let's get justice for the victims where we can, but let's refocus the narrative back to the farm worker, their stories, their dedication, their resiliency as we continue to proceed forward.
Is there anything else you think we should know?
I just want all of California to know that regardless of where you live, you eat every night. And as you're sitting down at your dinner table, as you're rushing out the door in the morning to get to work, when you eat, you need to thank a farm worker. So don't just thank a farm worker on Farm Worker Day, thank them every day of the year and truly be grateful for the hardworking men and women of the agricultural industry that unfortunately are under attack right now by the state of California and leaving because of the harsh regulations that's making it harder and harder. And that's not just farmers. You are making life harder for farm workers. And as a state legislator, it is a passion of mine to make California better for all Californians, but specifically in my district, to make sure that farm workers and farmers can continue to live, eat, grow, and love and prosper in the Central Valley.
All right, Assemblywoman, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ashley.